Hey, this is Ric Kaselj from Exercises for Injuries. I was in the Exercises for Injuries secret group, which is a place where people that have bought one of my products, go in order to ask myself questions or ask other, my friends in the health and fitness niche in order to help them with their, fitness or injury or health questions. And a question came up in the secret group, and it was about the golf stretch. And I wanted to highlight and make sure that you end up avoiding these 4 common mistakes when performing the golf ball stretch for plantar fasciitis or foot pain. So if you search around the internet or if you talk with your friends, a lot of times if you have foot pain or plantar fasciitis, they'll say, oh, you should take this golf ball and rub it along the bottom of your foot. And it ends up being an excellent exercise, the golf ball stretch. But there's 4 things that I've seen that a lot of people do wrong when it comes to the golf ball stretch. So number 1 ends up being avoiding painful areas. So when you're doing the exercise, people will end up avoiding painful areas when it comes to doing the golf ball stretch. Now, you want to work around that painful area, but you also want to go into that painful area when it comes to doing the golf ball stretch. Now, number 2, I just made the mistake number 2. And what number 2 is not putting enough force into that plantar fascia and into the golf ball. So a lot of people will just take the golf ball and rub their foot along it. But you have to remember, the plantar fascia is an incredibly strong tissue. We walk on it every day, we run on it, we jump on it. It takes a lot of stress and force through it. Now, in order to self-massage it, as we're kind of doing with the golf ball stretch, you need to put some force into it. So just standing or rubbing a little bit isn't going to do the trick. If you do it in sitting, you can't get as much force into it as well, unless you really lean on it and go through that golf ball stretch. So make sure that you're putting enough force in order to get some benefit from that golf ball stretch. The next thing, the third one, is not working the heel. Now, a lot of people will end up focusing just on the arch. So let's focus on the arch area, but you got to focus in on that heel. And working that heel area and really making sure you put a good amount of force into that golf ball. And really working that heel and not just working the arch. Now, the 4th mistake ends up being ignoring the toes. If you look at the fascia, this is kind of like the arch. The heel of the hand is kind of like the heel of the foot. And then that fascia moves off into the toes. And a lot of people will just focus on the arch, not really deal with the heel, we talked about that, and not deal with the toes. So you're moving into those toes and trying to go into the toes when it comes to working that fascia. And not just the arch. So there you go. Make sure if you are doing that golf ball stretch in order to help with foot pain or plantar fasciitis that you don't make these 4 mistakes. Number 1, avoiding the painful areas. In some areas it's going to be uncomfortable. You want to go into them, but you go into them kind of cautiously. Number 2, you got to make sure you put enough force into it to really have an effect and a benefit in that plantar fascia. Number 3, work that heel area. And then number 4, work into the toes. Now, a couple other things, if you're doing the golf ball stretch, that you can do in order to get a benefit is you can put it in the freezer and have it be frozen. That'll increase how dense it is, how hard it is, and it'll also end up cooling it down, which will end up kind of helping when it comes to the inflammation side of things, when it comes to your plantar fasciitis or foot pain. Now, one other question that I commonly get is, does the brand of golf ball matter when it comes to the golf ball stretch? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter what kind of brand of golf ball you use to do the golf ball stretch. It's more important to do the golf ball stretch, and even more important to do the golf ball stretch right. So this is Ric Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com. Make sure to swing by exercisesforinjuries.com. Enter in your injury or pain. There's a good chance of an article, interview, or a video that will help you overcome your injury or pain. Secondly, if you're watching this on YouTube, head up above, hit subscribe. What that will do is every couple days, you'll get a video like this where I talk about overcoming injury and pain, and who does not have an injury, an old injury or pain. Lastly, head down below, hit like, leave me a question or comment. So this is Ric Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com. Saying take care and bye-bye.